Hello, everybody.
Hey, Vandana. Gaurav, welcome.
Hi, Bala.
Abhishek. Hey, buddy. Gaurav is here. Suraj, welcome.
Hello. Good to see all of you.
Yep. Lava is here. Let's just give a few minutes for all of us to join and then we can get started.
Hey, Bala.
Hi, Deepak. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining. I know it's a little early in the morning for you guys, but
No, not at all. 7:30 is not that early.
guys are after all full marathon runners. So this is the least of the problem you guys have in your life right now.
Yeah, after hearing the 3:30 morning runs in Houston, this is nothing.
Absolutely, right? Hey, Mo.
Hi, Bala. Hi, everybody.
Guys, it's good to always connect in special group. Let's just wait for a few more minutes and then we can get started. Anish, is that right? Anish, is that Anish there?
Yeah, hi.
Hi, Anish. If you can show us your face, nothing like it. If can't, no problems. Same thing goes to Sriram.
Just a minute.
There you
Hello,
go.
everyone. Morning.
Hey, Bala.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Sriram is here. So I also wanted to make sure that all of us see each other because I expect, I'm hoping all of you are in the what do you call, what gallery view so that you can see each other well. And I'm expecting that by the end of this full marathon training, you guys will know each other well. You guys will respect each other so much. You guys will have a nice connect, fellow full marathoners. It's like dog lovers, you know. A dog lover, when you look at another dog lover, they have this unwritten respect because the amount of love and affection you take to be a dog lover is a lot of responsibility, and you appreciate the responsibility the other person is taking. Likewise, a full marathoner is the same story. When you look at another full marathoner, you know what it takes to become a full marathoner. So there is a respect that comes automatically, and we have an amazing group here. So let's get started, guys. So all of you, if you can, show us your face, nothing like it. If not, no problem. We understand something might happen. So here's the deal, guys. So I'm recording this session. So obviously, for those of you who couldn't make it, who are not here, we'll send it and they might get motivated and they'll join the next one. So idea here is this. Where are we right now? We are a team of about, I think, 20, Srivats, and correct me, is 20 full marathoners this group?
I thought 23, but
23,
yeah.
23 full marathoners. That's who we are as a cohort. And we are nearing the completion of the first Meso cycle. Okay, that means the first 3-week cycle. That means the real training is going to begin. So what I mean by that is 3 weeks is great. The real full marathon training, you know, if others who have done this program, you would know that the first half of the training and the second half of the training, if you look at it, the miles split would be maybe 60% of the total miles will be in the second half of the training. That doesn't mean that the first half is any less, but first half is for us to get ready for the second half. It's like training for the second half is the first half. So all of you are sincerely putting all the right efforts so that you can do a great second half of the training. So that's my first point. So you are reaching a very important milestone, the first Meso cycle. Okay. And then second point I want to make is that this is a phenomenal group. So I want to make sure that you all know each other a little bit. Okay. So, we'll stick to the timing. So everyone introducing might take a long time. So I will do a little introduction. Some of you I'll introduce, and then we will keep doing the other introductions next round. And then that is the second point. Third is let's use the chat window. So I'm going to ask you questions just like that. And instead of everyone responding over voice, why don't you all respond on the chat? And then I can, accordingly, I'll summarize and facilitate the content that is coming in from all of you so that we all can learn from each other. Okay, so with those 3 ground rules, let's just get on. I'm so excited. First of all, are you guys excited about this call? You guys, are you? Yeah, there you go, Deepak. Thank you for that, that thumbs up. We have people from all around the world. So just so you know, Deepa and myself are classmates till grade 10. And then we did our own thing. And then suddenly Deepa becomes one of my runners. I'm so excited. So Deepa and Suja, Coach Suja are classmates. And I think Coach Suja was able to, convince Deepa. And then I like to believe that Deepa joined because of me and not Coach Suja. Okay, Deepa. So with that, so let's just ask. I'm going to randomly throw some introductions, just myself, and then I'm going to ask someone to give a small introduction. Okay. So we have Coach Saurabh here. Just a quick hi, buddy. We have Coach Saurabh joining in from Texas, first full marathoner. So that is Coach Saurabh.
Hi, everyone.
Then we have Coach Vats, of course, you all know. Fourth full marathon, is that right? Third or fourth?
This is the fifth.
Fifth full marathon. Yeah. And he has not done a half marathon at all. So he just goes and just does full marathon only. So that's Coach Srivatsan. Everything under RHWB. Just so you know, it's not like he started his running career with us and he's now become a assistant coach with a lot of respect from all around. Then we have Coach Deepak, first ultra marathoner of our group, 50 miles. Last time he did a huge milestone for runners. Deepak, can you just say a quick like hi here? There you go. That is Deepak. He's also my neighbor. He's a coach. Amazing sort of runner, and he's so many things I can tell about Deepak. Then we have Coach Mo. Mo, if a quick that is Coach Mo there. I mean, his should I say line to fame, I would say, is ICU to full marathon. I mean, seriously, if you go to the website, that's what he talks about himself. He was in an ICU with some unfortunate event, and in the ICU, he decided that, you know what, dude, life has given me a lemon. Let me make a lemonade. And the way lemonade looks is me doing a full marathon. And that's how he came to me after he got out of ICU. And then, man, rest is history, as they say. That's why he's a coach, so inspirer in chief. And I get inspired every time I talk with him. He's an amazing singer. He's also a singer. In case tomorrow when we have our RHWB party, few of us will be sure shot singers. Definitely I'm not the one, but Mo will be the one. There is Srikanth. There are a few runners like that who are great. So that's there. And then we have Coach Ani joining us. Ani, just a quick handshake from you, buddy. That is Ani.
Hey, guys.
There you go. 2025 half marathons, I think 20. Cricket captain, New Jersey, based out of New Jersey. First full marathon. I literally forced him and Saurabh to be a full marathon. There's no other choice, and they said yes. So there you are. And then we have Abhishek. Abhishek, a quick hello from you, like that is Abhishek there. He is the fastest runner in our group. Okay, he is just a monster runner. I mean, he just does he does half marathon for lunch and maybe full marathon for dinner. That's how he eats, breathes, walks, runs marathons, and a future assistant coach with us. And he's a pleasure to know. What is that? Sorry, somebody talks to me or maybe internally. If you can mute, that's great. So last time he was with us, I would say he overdid his runs. And he learned a lesson of his lifetime, which is a stress fracture right after a month of running. And then he just sat for 8-9 weeks watching all of us run. I'm sure the most frustrating part of his entire life was this. First season with RHWB, super excited, and boom, life gave him a lemon. But I think he's learned a huge lesson, which is it's not a T20 game. That's the first lesson for all of you. Full marathon is not a T20 game. It's a test match. And we will not even just a test match. It's a test championship. It's a 2-year test match. So you got to play for 2 years at a test level to be successful in a full marathon journey. Okay, so that's your first lesson. So that's Abhishek there. And then we have Sridhar, which is another super interesting story. First time full marathon he did last time in the middle of the season. He did his half marathon. He was training for half marathon. And suddenly something happened. I don't know whom he met, what he had, which drink he had. But 1 month before the end of the season, he said, Bala, please, I want to do full marathon because Boston is giving a virtual full marathon opportunity. And I didn't want to hurt him. I said yes, thinking that he won't be able to do. But he proved everybody wrong. And all the other runners was, I think, frankly, angry with me that I made them train so much when Sridhar just didn't even train half the time and just went and did a full marathon. But jokes aside, he trained seriously. He did last 1 month. And he did his first full marathon last time. but he believes that the journey is the destination. It's not just about full marathon medals. It is about, are you able to do the full journey of the full marathon? And that's why he's here with us. Thank you, Sridhar, for the full marathon there. And then we have Roshan. Roshan, can you show us your face? The youngest runner in our group. Roshan, second year at Columbia Business School, Columbia University. One of the, I'm sure, a future CEO of the world. He is just got a job internship in McKinsey and Company. I'm very proud of him.
Thank you so much.
And he's one of those brightest stars that we all know. That guy started his journey with RHWB running journey as a rank nerd, as in all he did was studies. His father said this guy doesn't even want to walk from his own bedroom to his kitchen. That was his, by the way, his father is Dr. Raghu, our team doctor. And Dr. and Roshan just challenged all of that thought in just a matter of 2 seasons. He just completed a full marathon in just 4 hours and change, 4 hours and a couple of minutes. And he's a monster runner. I think he'll break the 3:30 shortly because age is on his side. He's all of 21, 22 years old and is surrounded by amazing personalities like yourself. So Roshan, you are in good company, buddy. And then we have Deepti with that very cute baby there. She's been with us for such a long. Deepti, a quick hi from you. So that.
Hi, everyone.
There you go. So Deepti is, I think in season 3 or season 4, she's been running half marathons. And last season, she went to New York City Marathon and she just saw the whole world running full marathons. And that evening, she pinged me and said, I have to do full marathon, period. And she followed through. And today, and she's training seriously for a full marathon, her first full marathon this season. So that's going to be fun for you, Deepti. And look at that little small girl. She is a future ultra marathoner, guys, because she's smiling. All she knows in her entire life is people around her running and getting medals. That's all she knows. So I know that she's going to do really well very soon. So that's Deepti there. And then we have Deepa. I just gave a little bit of an introduction that we went to school together in Chennai. She works for a bank. She's in Chennai right now. She's been a runner for some time, but she's going to take on the challenge of a first full marathon this time. And that's her exactly.
Deepa, who is Deepa?
Deepa, can you just show me around there? That is Deepa there.
Hi.
So she goes by Saraswati as her name, but we call her Deepa, second name. So you can, maybe Saraswati might be the official name there. So that's that. And then we have Gaurav Mendiratta. Say a quick hi, buddy.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, he is second season, right, buddy? Last time we did a half
first
marathon.
was half marathon. Yeah.
Right, last time we did a half marathon from the West Coast, and he was a sincere, super serious runner. And he said, you know what, let me challenge more. And here he is doing his first full marathon training, and it's going to be fun. Vandana on the top left. Vandana, a quick hi from you, girl. There she is, a registered nurse. She was a superhero during COVID times, and she was taking care of COVID patients in the early days of COVID. And all of us were sort of quarantined in the house. Vandana was out in she was the front end, she was the soldier on the war against COVID. And we all gave her our good wishes. And I mean, she has seen it all. Should I say, Vandana, in the last 2 years?
I have.
The worst of what this COVID can be. And she's been an amazingly sincere half marathon runner. I think she's done 3 or 4 half marathons, all with Runner's High.
3.
Correct? And have you done any half marathons before Runner's High?
I never ran in my life.
There you go. That's the story anyway with pretty much all the runners here. Never ran in life, joined, and boom, she is now training. And the beauty about Vandana is that you will never see her without a smile. Always with a smile. That's her, today's Sridhar's post. I think I was thinking of Vandana only when talking about brain and smile and endorphin and all that. I think that's how she goes. And then we have, whom am I missing? Let's say this Sriram from Boston. A quick hello from, just a quick shake of hands, buddy. There you go. That is Sriram from Boston. Super sincere half marathon runner. Last season, Srivatsan just said, this guy, this is disrespect to half marathon. If this guy continues in half marathon, this guy has to be a full marathoner. And Sriram was not given a choice last season. And we just pushed him into full marathon. And boy, as expected, crushed the full marathon. And right now he's back again for a second full marathon with minimum fuss. He's doing it, and he's a guy with, sincere. Just go get it done, move on. That's the way he rolls. It's like a coach delight, Sriram. And then we have Lava. Lava, a quick hi, buddy, from you. Shake your hands a little bit. There you go. So that's Lava coming in from now. Every time I make a mistake here, St. Paul or St. Louis, correct? St. Louis. Every time I make a mistake, he's coming in from St. Louis. His wife is a runner. Sunita, daughter is a runner, also a doctor. And the father was a runner before, but he just got sucked into the RHWB universe. And now he is running for training for his first full marathon in the warm, nice weather of St. Louis right now. So that's it. Anish, do you want to give a little bit of introduction about yourself?
Yeah, hi all. Good morning from India. So I joined RHWB in season 6. So Saurabh and Aparna, they introduced me to the program. And last season was my first half marathon. So before that, I was just on and off with running, but never took it beyond 5 kilometers. And this year is my first full marathon, so I'm very excited. And that's it from me. So I'm basically from Nagpur, but I'm settled now in Bangalore.
Welcome, Anish. Good to be have you join us. Looking forward to working with you for the rest of the season. Yeah. Rakesh. Dude, you're brushing your teeth, or you can show us your face. But if not, Rakesh, you guys have seen in the podcast that was released last weekend. He's our returning full marathoner. He's the guy who ran, 70, 80 laps around his house to finish his full marathon in the middle of peak COVID. So Rakesh is there as well. So that's a group, guys. I think I managed to give an introduction. Sorry, anybody? Did I miss anybody? First of all.
Suraj.
Sorry, Suraj. Apologies. Suraj, why don't you go ahead? And Renu, I missed as well. So Suraj, why don't you go ahead, buddy? Small introduction. Sorry, I'm not able to tell anything more.
Not a problem. So Suraj Ravindran, back in India. I'm from Bangalore, migrated to the US, here in New Jersey now for the past 20 years. I joined, this is my first season here with Runners High with Bala. So very excited to do that. I started this journey with my wife. Basically, she ran the half marathon last season, Anita Bojani, and I was kind of say like an Ekalavya cohort, like looking at her training and then running along with her. And I was inspired to join. And this year I thought, why not join the full marathon? Half marathon seemed to be pretty easy. So I'm trying my luck here for the first season. And
awesome, Suraj. And you've been doing really well thus far. I'm looking at all your runs, right? So you can't get a better peer group than this when you start your first full marathon journey, So and then Renu, of course, all of you would know.
No. I just wanted to say that you missed out, Suraj. That's all.
Got it. But still, let me introduce Renu for just to have a happy married life. So this is Renu. So this is Renu. Of course, my wife, maybe Renu, you can show your face, but she is definitely my better half, good friend, been there for a long time. And she is doing her 10K right now. And she's been with us forever.
They know me as a waiver person.
Admin person, you
the whole world knows you.
I'm not sure about the Mexican salad, but I'm surely going to have the calcium.
Oh man! So that's our small family here, guys. Full marathon family.
There is one iPhone connection that is sitting up. I think that is Srihas, but he has been going in and out. Yeah.
Srihas, is that you?
Yeah, I think Bala, Rajesh here, you might have missed.
Rajesh, why am I not seeing you, my friend? Why am I seeing you as iPhone? Show me your face, and let's say Rajesh is Rakesh's brother, and Deepak's sort of universe of family members who are in Runners High. So Deepak's wife Moni's brother Rakesh. Oh, he's driving. So Rajesh, I'll give you the introduction for yourself. Rajesh and Rakesh are brothers of Deepak's wife Moni. Deepak and Moni, core founding members of RHWB. So it's Deepak has just taken it upon himself. That's his entire family. I'm talking about not just his like, immediate family, not just the immediate family's next circle. He's talking about 6 degrees of separation. That means the entire population of India will be doing full marathon. That is Deepak's motive. But jokes aside, Rakesh and Rajesh.
I am in it because of Deepak Bhaiya. So
I know, of course. I am in because of Deepak, buddy. Whenever I get demotivated, I look at Deepak and I get motivated again. But Rajesh and Rakesh are brothers. Both of them did the full marathon last time. Rajesh is from Houston, from Austin, right, buddy? Or San Antonio?
San Antonio.
San Antonio, yeah. He's in San Antonio,
Yes.
Texas. And he did he had some injury problems last time, but still completed full marathon last time. So this time he wants to do it. I think he had COVID as well. This time he's going to do it with full training. Correct, Rajesh?
Bala, that's what I was going to say, that this is my first full marathon training.
Yes, and you better do it full without missing anything, okay? My eyes are on you.
Absolutely, Bala.
So that's the group, guys. And we have another, I don't know, maybe 10, 5, 6 folks, I think are not there. When they look at this video, I'm sure next time they'll come. Okay, so with that, that's 20 minutes. So let's use the next 25 minutes for the following things. I just want to first give few observations that I'm seeing, especially some new runners like here. So for old runners, it might be like a repetition, but especially senior runners, Deepak Srivatsan, the other coaches, Abhishek, few others, just feel free to chime in if you have some thoughts. But the few points I wanted to make. First one, guys, is that you have to read the instructions given to you in the final set. Okay, I know it's not very difficult to say this, but you are a full marathoner. And if I give you a stride run and you give me a CP run, what does this mean? It just means that you saw the 4-mile run and just out of sheer enthusiasm, you just put on the shoes and ran away. That's the best case scenario, right? Worst case scenario is like, oh shit, why did I join this? This guy, this coach is such an irritating guy. Okay, somehow I'll do 4 miles, so I'll just get onto the cycle and just do 4 miles and come back. Maybe that could be the worst case scenario. So you land somewhere in the spectrum. Okay. Unfortunately, the spectrum itself is not enough for me because there is something called specificity, guys, which we will talk about it in our weekly things. What is specificity? Idea is there is a specific purpose for every run of your training. Okay. And if you miss out on the specificity of an individual run, you are literally wasting that day's training. Okay. So as I said, right, there's always a method to this madness. So it is designed with a certain logic in mind. So when you are doing a stride, when you're doing that, there is a reason for it. Now, so can you all raise your hand, ask for a simple thing that you will read the instruction. This is for senior runners too. Huh? Please raise your hand and say, yes, I will read the instructions every day before you run. So thank you for that, raising your hand. Keep your hands raised. Keep your hands raised for my point 2. Starting next week, I am introducing a really well-researched kinetic muscle group strengthening exercises. Okay. Last 3 weeks, I'm on it. I am studying about it. I'm doing level 2 coaching, which is like advanced level coaching training. And I'm given so much of beautiful anatomy sort of lessons. And I don't stop there. I take that, do research, figure out the exercises, go and do those exercises, then come back and retune it, and then find out the YouTube link for that. Find a software that will take out the unnecessary parts of the YouTube link and just focus on that video and then put that video for you. I mean, this is like me creating a beautiful ice cream. Have a nice cherry on top, catching hold of your face, opening your mouth, taking one nice spoonful of ice cream, putting it into your mouth. This is what I am doing. When I'm doing all of that, if you tell me tomorrow, sorry, I didn't know it was ice cream, so I just spat it out, then it hurts me. You understand? And the equivalent of spitting it out is you not reading the instructions and doing your own random thing. So my thing is, I want the hands to be raised. Promise me, strength and run, you will read the instructions and follow it to the T, not because of anything, for the sheer love you have for me and the respect you have for the effort I am putting to create those instructions to you. That's all. You do this, you are in great shape for full math. Thank you for both hands. Okay, now put your hands down. So now that is point number 1, key point. Point number 2. Let me talk about the kinetic strengthening training that I've designed for you guys. Now, I spoke about this in the last sort of walk with the coach. That was part 1 of the series, which was the Canon and canoe MQC. The second part, we will talk about it right now. This weekend, I'll give you a sneak peek, which is the kinetic chain starts from the foot to the calf muscles, to the thighs, to the hip bone, to the core, and then to the back muscles and to the shoulder. Ends with the neck. This is all the muscles specific, not all the muscles. There are specific set of muscles that gets activated or supposed to activate during your runs. When it doesn't get activated, all kinds of pain, all kinds of other items, bad form, all of that happens. This is what I've learned. So the entire set of strength I'm giving you is basically going to be 3 strength trainings every week. 1 for the calf muscle section, okay? Like the calf muscle and thigh section. The second one will be for the hips and your glute section. The third one will be for the back, a little bit on the top, but mainly on the back shoulder and your core section. So 3 separate strength workouts will be there. So there will be 3 strength sort of days. For half marathoners, 5Ks and all a separate thing, but for a full marathoner, I expect you to do this as much as you can, okay? Because I want you guys to have the most, like the best kinetic chain, exercises. So how I want you guys to do is, first, when I release the Meso cycle, please take 45 minutes and understand the entire thing by clicking on the links in advance, understanding what the YouTube videos are. I'm hoping that you got the elastic band that I had asked you to buy at the beginning of the week. It will be used in various corners. If you haven't bought it yet, or if you haven't order it right now, or go to some place and buy it, like one of those sports stores. Okay, I stopped for a second. I think Ani and Abhishek, I see your hand raised. Do you want to say something? Apologies.
How do we remove
No,
it?
it was raised for that oath ceremony.
Click
that
again.
was for the other oath ceremony. Got it. You did the digital high, huh? You lazy bums. But what I was saying is, coming back to, so there are 3 workouts. So I would like you, because you're full marathoners, I expect full sincerity from all of you. So I would like you to look at each of those, understand what they are. And then these strength workouts, the workout is when the fatigue happens on that particular muscle that we are targeting, right? It is like, say, I'm asking you to do, say, 10 reps, okay? And then you guys are strong on calf muscle, for instance. 10 reps doesn't give you anything. Then you should do 20 reps. But you basically do the reps, or you add weights and do it. Do a higher, thicker elastic band and do it. Whatever is the case may be. I want you to reach the fatigue point of your muscle. Am I clear in this? Till the time you do it or increase the weights, or it'll already tell you base level is this, advanced level is this, sort of a thing. So you got to use your sort of ideas and figure out and get to the fatigue point of every muscle. And at that fatigue point, you should do 2 or 3 reps. That is the goal. I hope you understood this, the overarching logic of this strength training. So how I've created this strength training is that I've created it by muscle group. Okay, so let's take an example of the lower part, right? I've given muscle group tip posterior. Then I've given my exercises for soleus. Then I've given exercise inner thighs, outer thigh, IT band. Like that, I've given you set of exercises. In that, there are some optional workouts will be there. That means, this is only for people, let's say I have a knee pain, then you can do the knee pain exercises, not for everybody. Okay, when I did it, I've done it each of them 2 to 3 times. The time it takes after, initially it takes some time for me to understand the video and do it in the right posture and all that, right? The third time when I did it, it took about 50 minutes to do the advanced level, 50 minutes. Okay, so initially, and this is going to be remaining for the rest of your season. I'm expecting if you do this well, and if you grow up the chain, by the end of full marathon start point, you guys will be in peak kinetic fitness. That's the goal. That's the real goal here, guys. Peak kinetic chain fitness, because you're attacked every portion of the muscle group that is activating. It's not just about running now. Okay, so that's our goal. So you don't have to do everything in the first week. Try to get to that goal by adopting this correctly with the right posture, the right fatigue point, the number of reps and try to slowly increase. If I given you 15 workouts, you don't have to do all the 15 in the first sort of cycle. You get to the 15 or portion of the 15 as long as you touch every muscle group. I pause for a second. Any question, can you just send a chat window or just unmute and talk?
So is this in addition?
Okay, why don't you just send it on the chat window just so that it'll be easier to manage. I pause for 10 seconds. Any question, I'm happy to answer.
Just one basic question, Bala. So when we talk about kinetic fitness, and we have heard a lot, so how different is kinetic fitness, or what does that mean, kinetic mean in the overall fitness?
Okay, so what I meant by not kinetic, kinetic chain.
Kinetic chain, okay.
Kinetic chain means the set of muscles that gets activated or supposed to activate during the work of running. So did you hear the last week's podcast? Not the podcast, the walk with the coach.
Yes.
Okay, so in the third version, I started explaining this kinetic chain concept, which is the various muscle group from the legs to the shoulder. So the strength training is about isolating individual muscle groups in this kinetic chain and strengthening it. That's what I mean by the kinetic chain workout. Okay, is this in addition to the strength trainings? This is the strength training. There won't be any addition. Okay. Then any specific reason why strength training only for 3 days and not for all 5 days? You need at least 1 week rest after a certain muscle group is activated. So that what we do is we activate the lower body, then we activate the middle body, and then we activate the other body. Then you have enough rest so that by the time you come back to lower body again, you are ready with a slightly additional strength. That's the idea. Okay. Remember, you're also running. So it's not as if you're taking rest, you're also running. So there is a lot of things going on every week. Extreme fatigue level is also called drop sets. I got it. Thanks, Deepak. So go up to the drop set. I'm assuming you're saying you won't be able to complete the set. That's what is the fatigue point, right?
But I'd just like to add one point, just one line very quickly. The idea is that like whatever you have a strength like right now, how far can you push from that point to the next level in order for and then you will recover, and then next week you will go back even further. So basically again, it works like a micro cycle, like you increase, then decrease, and then keep increasing that again. So that's another word is you keep dropping that you cannot do. And next week you will get stronger and you will go higher weight and drop again.
Yeah, correct. And then in general, I know there's a specific message to me. All of this, if you have an injury, if you have a medical condition, if you have something else, then you hold on, be smart. Okay, this is the framework I'm giving you. Now, which of this you can do, which of this you can't do. For example, I have a lower back problem, huge lower back issue, right? So when I did some of the core exercises I tried out yesterday, many of the workouts I couldn't do, so I just sort of did one instead of 10, I just did 1 or 2, because in that 1 or 2 only I got into the fatigue level. In some places I could not do at all. So I said, I don't want to injure it right now. I have slowly, I'll do this steadily. So you have to use a little bit of your filtration method, but the goal is to get to all of these muscle strength by the beginning of the start point of the full marathon. Okay. Now I want, because you guys are all full marathoners. Hey, 1 second. I think there's a lot of noise around me. Hey, can you lower the one? Because we are full marathoners, I would like all of you to be mascots of this. Okay. That means I would like all of you to be the sort of, what should I say? Talk more about this, how you felt, what was the right way to do this, blah, 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 in the runner side chat, so that the junior runners can also sort of get inspired and learn from you all. Do you understand what I'm saying? Just me and the AC shouting at the top of the mountain saying that go into strength is not going to work. And this is something I'm very passionate about, guys. It's something as I said, right, it will make a step change in the running performance of all of you. Okay, so that's why I want all of you to not only nail this, but I want you all to be mascots for doing this correctly to the entire sort of community. Yes, Mo?
Yeah, just share your experiences. Like once in a while, you will say, "Oh, today after doing this, I was able to do this. That made a lot of difference." So that motivates a lot of folks.
Correct. That's correct. So wait for Saturday, and you will get the next Meso cycle loaded on Final Search. And my suggestion is spend 1 hour on just these strength training thought processes. It'll help you a lot in this. Okay. So that was point number 2 discussion. Point number 3 discussion. I had asked, I want sincere, serious answers here. I had asked you to do speed test, a 5K speed test and a tempo speed test. How many of you have done it? Can you just put your hands up? So somebody haven't done it because of COVID, I understand. That's a separate story. Okay, I think looks like most of you have done it. Now, I want you to make sure that you send to me in an email. Okay, in Final Search email, that is, not outside. Just name it as 5K and tempo speed test results, and just send me the result. 5K number and a 10K number and a tempo speed test number. Why I'm asking you is I will put it in a tool that we have. Put the results in a tool and give you what is called as a marathon target pace. Okay, based on your 5K tempo speed test results, and we'll also do one more speed test. Based on that result, we will give you a guidance on what your marathon target pace is. So going forward, you will start training for the marathon target pace. That's the idea behind this speed test. So sometimes you might not, and normally the speed test is done before you start the training, because the tool takes into effect the improvement that you will have because of training, right? But at least you will have some guidance range that, base pace is a certain pace. Your marathon pace might be slightly higher than base pace in many cases. So you train some for the marathon pace in the long runs as we move forward. Understood? So that's why I want that, and I would like you all to give that to me.
Sorry, where do we send this message?
In the Final Search email to me.
Email.
If you go to Final Search, you have an option to communicate with me directly through an email, a regular email. You will see an email option. So you just choose me and then send that email. You can do it in the desktop version. It's much easier instead of email, instead of mobile version. Okay. Any questions on this one?
Yeah, just one, Anish again.
Yeah.
So I observed that in 5K pace run and also 10K pace run, my body was able to go faster, but my heart rate was shooting up. So in that case, should I limit my speed to the heart rate, or shall I still continue with the max heart rate?
So from a speed test, don't worry about heart rate, because speed test idea is that what is the maximum your body can take, So what that essentially means is that after a certain heart rate, unless you push it so hard that you have like real heart discomfort, you're not doing that, but you're pushing it as much as you can so that you are able to do the fastest you can do for the distance that has been given to you. Okay?
Bala, folks like me who missed it,
yes.
I'm assuming there will be another chance in some
yes.
cycle for a
correct, Annie. Yeah. Correct, Annie. Yeah. So I was about to tell that there are some of you who missed speed test for what mostly it's because of COVID reasons, and there are a few cases who missed speed test because of fill up the blank. Who can fill up the blank?
Not reading the instructions.
Not reading instructions.
Exactly. There are some heroes out there who did not read the instruction and just went and did the 5-mile run. Okay, and they got a little bit of peace of my mind in my response, and that begs the next point I wanted to say. What is the point in me giving response if you don't even read the response? So this is coaching, guys. Okay, you asked me when you started. This happens only with new runners, right? New runners used to ask me, how does coaching happens? This is how coaching happens. 3 to 4 days, I look at your runs, I have a certain framework, and I provide you guidance. Either I say, good, that means everything is went well, or I just say, it's just like inspiring, think of beauty is a joy forever, or I'll say, where is the splits, or I would say like, what the hell is this run? This is a spectrum of my feedback that I normally give, okay? The last one I just told typically is catered for folks who didn't read the instructions. But then I also learned the hard way that the folks who don't read the instruction also don't read what I told them. So it's unfortunately, it's a double whammy for me because I get more hurt. So if you are that person here, you know who you are. I will come back to you. This time I'll come to WhatsApp group, or I'll write to your father, or I'll write to your wife. Kuch bhi karega. I need response for what I just said. Okay. So make sure that you communicate, and this is serious. This is not jokes aside, guys. This is respecting full marathon. Okay. This is how respecting full marathon looks like. This is not just a child's play where you just come and do your thing and suddenly become a full marathon. There are people who have done that, but I don't want my runners to be like that. Okay. So I want you to be a person who respects full marathon and deliver it and give it the respect it requires. And part of that is listening to what some of the suggestions I have and then try to follow through with that. Okay. I hope that is quite clear. Reading the instructions.
One more question, Bala.
Yes, yes.
For the 60-minute or the tempo test, it's not the total 6.5 miles average time. It would be only the 60 minutes average time.
Read the instructions. I made it very clear in the instruction. Absolutely clear in the instruction. I even told you what's a tempo test. And I told you that the tempo test is the distance you run for 1 full hour after you do the warm-up. Okay. I made it.
Thank you.
Just read the instruction, go back and read the instruction again. It'll be very clear to you.
No, I ran it that way, but I just wanted to make sure what's the time we need to send in that email. That's it.
That 1 hour. Until tempo means 1 hour. What's the fastest you can do in 1 hour? That's what tempo test means. Okay.
Yeah, for the tempo run, you just need the distance that was run in that 1 hour, right?
Yes, correct. 6 miles, 6.2 miles, whatever is the case. Okay. So that was the next set of instructions I want to give you. So then let's go to the some fun things. Be ready with the chat. Let's do some peer-to-peer learning. Ideally, I would ask every one of you to talk, but I'm also trying to optimize on everybody's time, given it's a weekday. So my first question to you, give me a tweet length answer and I will summarize and all that. The question is, what is the biggest mistake you have done till now in this season? Go. Don't tell me you haven't made any mistake.
Bala, Deepa here.
Yes, you have put it on chat window, Deepa.
Okay.
So that I can read it aloud and it will be much faster for all of us. Okay, somebody used old shoe. Wow, this is such an important point, guys. Okay, I think that could be my friend Deepti here, right, Deepti? Yes, thank God you said that. All of you need to change your shoes, huh? 400 to 450 miles. Even otherwise, if your shoes are good, go and change it. Because it's good to have 2 shoes running and it's always good. That's fantastic. Missing on the laps. Yes, let's talk a little bit about the laps.
I mean, I had a question about the shoes, if you don't mind.
Yep.
So in preparation for the full marathon in April, right? I mean, it's that time of my shoes that it's close to 200, 300 miles. So should I be using a new shoe towards the marathon? What's the recommendation in terms of the shoes being used on? When should I be buying those shoes?
What's the shoe you have right now? Old shoe or a new shoe?
I mean, it's like a month and a half. I started it in December.
Talk in terms of miles, about 100 miles?
Probably 50 miles.
50, but then don't worry about it. That shoe is good enough for a full marathon. But I would suggest that you buy 1 more shoe or 2 months from now, so that you have 2 shoes ready. Okay. Okay. So that's the shoe. So let me just quickly address some of the points that people have said very correctly. So Srivatsan, can you just for 1 minute explain how to use a lap button, please? Even though you have sent videos and all, I still see a lot of errors. Say it in the context of 2 things: how to run a stride run with lap button, and then second context is how to do a tempo run in a most ideal way, a tempo or a 5K run. How do you use a lap button? Please go ahead.
So for a stride, in case of a Garmin watch, there is a button that is called lap button that is right underneath the run button. And so as you run, do your first 1 mile warm up, it's going to auto lap on the 1 mile. And then you run your 0.2 miles or whatever stride distance is, and then push that lap button once, take your 1 minute break, push the lap button again, and run the next stride, and so on till you finish it. In case of Apple Watch, there is no lap button. You just have to double tap the face of your watch. So do the exact same thing as you do for Garmin, except instead of pushing lap button, you're going to be double tapping for each of those intervals. And unless you double tap every time, it will not record it.
Perfect. Wonderfully said. And
Just one question.
One question.
Yeah, the same is true for fartlek as well, right? For every
Yes.
run that
Yes.
we have to. Okay.
So my question was for a tempo run, say it's like a 60-minute tempo run, right? So I used to double tap my Apple Watch for every mile. Do we have to do that, or just beginning of the run and 60 minutes and then double tap it? How do you want us to record it?
Bala, you want to take that?
So you can do that. You can do the double tap every mile also, as long as you're able to tell me what is the tempo run and a 5K run is a very special case, right? Especially 5K, if you're an iPhone user, then you don't need every 1 mile thing and all. So you just start off and then wait for 5K done and then tap once more. So I have the full 5K total time. It'll be easier for you. The idea behind lap is so that you are able to measure that portion of the run that you're doing separately from another part.
Sure.
So if it is strides, the same story. If it is 5K, 10K, same story. Tempo is the same story. Got it? So everyone must use, because one of the things, guys, in stride is I want to see consistent stride signature, right? That's the goal. Rookie runners, when they run stride, I have seen that, let's say I ask you to do 6 stride runs. That means each stride is 1 up and 1 down. It could be fartlek, it could be time stride, it could be distance stride, it could be anything. But you don't understand what I mean by stride, right? 1 up and 1 down. That is 1 stride. So if I ask you to do 6 strides, I would like to see in a beautifully ideal way, the up and down is all looking like, if you go to Strava, it will look exactly the same up, exactly the same low. That is how you deliver a beautiful stride. How does rookie runs? Rookie will be like, excited to go for stride and they just blast out of the thing. They go 7-minute mile, and then come back to 10-minute mile. Next one, 7-minute mile, 10.5-minute mile. Next one is 7, not possible. So they go 7:30. By the time they get to the 8th stride, it is like 9.5, 10. Their bottom is fallen off. They don't have the energy to maintain it. So that is what I'm talking about, consistent stride signature. Okay. The second rookie mistake I see is over enthusiastic runners to impress the coach. High, super high. That's the stride. 7-minute mile, 6:30 miles, 7 minutes. That means heart rate is on a tear, complete tear for the first 3, 4, and then bottom falls off. It is not doing the job. I want the heart rate to come back to normal. Then only fatigue strength builds up in the heart, like how you do in the car in winter, like racing and lowering. That's what is expected from a stride signature. Okay, so I hope that covers some of the items. So let me just quickly go through other items that was nicely mentioned here. Water, yes, please. We'll have a separate point on water, but drink a lot of water. That's the small thing I can tell you right now. Don't underestimate that right away. Old shoe, we talked about it. Not tying my watch properly, correct. Make sure that it is tight so that it measures correctly, all that good stuff. Run half marathon in first Meso cycle. Oh, yes, that is a separate incident. That's nothing. I know that it is, you did it, Saurabh. I know that even Abhishek did it, but both of you talked to me. It's fine, because you guys are well trained and it's fine. You can indulge in such life pleasures if you call that as pleasure. So that's fine. Not able to watch the weekend video. So Gaurav Mendiretta, here is my suggestion for you, dear. Use your long run to do multitasking of weekend videos. It's a 1-hour video. 90% of the runners do that. Multitask. Or when you're driving, I don't know if nobody drives to work these days, unfortunately, but whenever you're driving, you can watch that. Basically multitask. When you do multitasking, especially running multitasking, you will be able to do it. Trust me. And the second point is, don't lose the train. You remember my train analogy. Train started off from New York. You are the second season. You know it. It doesn't stop. The season doesn't stop for nobody. So once it has left New York, it's going towards San Francisco, and you got down at Newark Penn Station. Now the train is near Pittsburgh. So you are finding it difficult to sort of get on board. So somehow get on board, get to Pittsburgh, and then don't repeat that mistake. Make sure you're on top of it. At the end of the day, it is max 1 to 2 hours of content that when you are running, if you listen, You will be able to think about it. That's the best practice I can give you. Any suggestions from any ACs here? I'm sure you have the same questions from your runners.
I think the running works out very well for me also, because on average run is about 1 hour. So you can easily knock these off.
Yep.
Yeah, one thing I
Will
would
do.
add,
Yes. Sorry, somebody said something. Go ahead.
oh, sorry. Just quickly, I wanted to add, like, if time is a constraint, then I think there definitely should be a setting to increase the speed at which you watch it. If you're able to comprehend, you can do that. But otherwise, you should probably take the time to listen to it. So I guess either when you're running or whatever, whenever you find time to multitask. So.
Also, Bala, you can do basically when you having a dinner or cooking something, you can use that time to basically multitask and listen to the podcast with your family. Actually, it motivates my kids as well. So it works out really well.
Absolutely. Absolutely good point. I think some other points you can read it and you have a quick learning from there from peers. Please make sure you read those other items. One thing about desire to run too fast, Deepak, very valid point, especially post-COVID now. It is even more important that you control. Training is about controlling your desires, controlling your sorrow, controlling your disappointment. It's all about control. In fact, life is about that. This is just a metaphor for that, right? And Abhishek is the greatest. I want to have one podcast with him soon. That podcast has got nothing to do about his running. There will be some running, but I want to talk about how he felt. During the 6 weeks or 8 weeks or whatever. Abhishek, I'm giving you advance notice for a podcast that's coming your way very soon. Okay, so that is it. It's about how do you control yourself from all the emotions, and that is the beauty about runner's high, and that you will get in full marathon. And there are other things that are very nice. Breaking inertia and getting back into training. That's absolutely true. Running my planned runs all over the week and not sticking to the exact schedule. That's a very good point here, Rajesh. I know that you are right. While there is a flexibility, you can do the Monday, Tuesday run on Wednesday, Wednesday run on Thursday, Thursday run on Friday, and then somehow manage the Saturday run on Sunday. And then because of that, there is another problem. Instead of having so many life challenges, we all have enough life challenges already. Why don't you just trust me? I am doing the thinking for you. That's why I'm here. I am doing the thinking for you. It's far easier to just follow what I said. Instead of you figuring out and designing your own timing and all. Once, okay. But best of runners I've seen, they nicely gravitate towards just don't overthink, just open, read instruction, follow the instruction, and then forget about it. That's it. You automatically become an excellent runner. That's what I would suggest you all should follow. Okay, cool. So we have the last 5 to 7 minutes, and I want to ask you one last question. How are you feeling right now? 2 words, just 2 words. Like excited, pain. It could be like that. Any 2 words. I just want to get a word cloud of how the current feeling is in this cohort. Go. So absolutely amazing is going to be considered 1 word. And let me also write mine. Look at all the words. So awesome. You get a sense of how people are, right? Look at that. Collection of positive thoughts. Should feel good about that. And all of these are truth coming out. They're not, no marketing here. They're just saying that, and in that same philosophy of truth coming out, I'm just putting in my words. This is how I feel. I'm so proud to be your coach. I'm also humbled to be a coach, because I know most of you are far, far better runners, human beings than me. And I learn a lot from all of you. So it's just, this is what makes me excited. When I connect with folks like you, and I have special love and affection for my full marathon group. Please don't say this to anybody else. I'll be in trouble. But full marathon group is always my special cohort. always been the case from my first, ever since Deepak became, I think, Deepak and Raghu became my first full marathon student. Because when I remember my own first full marathon, when I finished it, I felt as if this was the greatest achievement of my life. Truly the greatest achievement of life. And that high has always been the case every time I finish a full marathon. And all of us can vouch for that. Yep. That's why full marathon is a big deal. It's a big deal. It's not human to do full marathon. You're doing inhuman shit. The story of marathon is that, right? The first guy who ran the marathon, and I think he died of something after running 26 miles or something like that, 24 miles. So I'm very proud and humbled that I'm with all of you guys, sharing my thoughts and sharing your thoughts. And let's just continue this journey, continue to inspire people around. That's the goal. Full marathoners, whether you like it or not, you will end up inspiring a lot of people around you. Okay, just by doing your job, people will get inspired. Tell me another job that I can say, where by just doing what you're just expected to do, everybody gets inspired around you. And I guarantee you, you are all in that category already. So just do keep doing that with a smile. Be an ambassador to the sport. Respect the sport. And yes, read the instructions. Thank you, guys.
Bala, thank you so much as always.
Yes, thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Bala. Thanks, Bala. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice meeting all of you.
Thank you, Bala.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Bala.